brings you the people who are helping move our community forward. Let's start the show. Good morning, AM 860 FM 95.1 KWPC. I'm Jordan Davis. Thanks for joining us this morning here for Moving Forward. As always, brought to you by Muscatine Power and Water. Say hello to Mocklink Phone, your new local phone company. Fiber customers get it now. Switching is easy, and you can keep your old number. Learn more at MVW.org. Again, I'm Jordan Davis. I'm joined this morning by Jason Miller from Special Olympics and Nate Paxston, local firefighter. How are you this morning, gentlemen? I'm doing very good. We're very excited to have you in this morning to talk a little bit about your guys' basketball game that's coming up here just tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, it's snuck up on us pretty fast, didn't it?
Yeah, it does.
It
kind of doesn't surprise me. It caught me by surprise too, because I was just walking the halls the other day, last week sometime, and Margaret pulled me aside and said, we probably ought to let folks know that Special Olympics basketball game is coming up here this week. And I said,
definitely.
This week? Are you sure? Is that soon? Feels like it just happened. Well, that's really exciting. We're very glad to get you guys in here to talk a little bit about it, because first off, let's start off with Jason. I want to ask you, it's been a while since we've had you talk about Special Olympics a little bit, what it is you guys do, and why it's so important that you guys have stuff like this.
Sure. Yeah, Special Olympics here in Muscatine, we have over 150 athletes. For those of you that don't know what Special Olympics is, it's a year-round sports training program for youth and adults with intellectual disabilities. You have to be at least 8 years old, and our oldest athlete is in his 80s, which is pretty cool. But so with those 13 sports, like I said, we go year-round, and right now we're in basketball season. So we just had last month we've had a lot of things canceled.
Yeah.
And tomorrow's not looking good either, and we can talk more about that. But so we're just getting into powerlifting and swim season and wrapping up basketball. And then when we get into the spring season, then we've got track and field and soccer and bocce. And then in the summer we have softball. And then we have our fall sports, which includes flag football and bowling.
Excellent. Now, you guys went to Seattle not just a few months ago? How long ago was that?
Yeah, so that was last summer.
Last summer, oh
yeah,
wow.
Yeah, it was in June, yeah. So we took two athletes from Muscatine, Travis Moss and Brad Small. And Brad competed in powerlifting and Travis competed in swimming.
Okay.
We had two coaches from Muscatine. We joined 35 other athletes from across the state, and we competed against the rest of the states.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
the guys have a lot of fun going up there.
It was a great time. Yeah, it was a whole week. It's jam-packed, always moving, always got things to do.
Tight schedule, I'm
yeah,
sure.
very tight. Yeah, we got to enjoy a few things. We got to go to the Space Needle, and
cool.
For the most part, and we got to go to Mariners game, which is pretty cool.
Sweet. Excellent.
So, yeah.
Excellent. Kind of get the whole experience.
Oh, yeah. It's great. Yeah. It's and those opportunities only come up every 4 years. That's our big, it's what we call our national games.
Okay.
The year after national games is what we call international games, and it's actually going to be this next month. We did not have any athletes from Muscatine go. 2 athletes from the state of Iowa are going to go for track and field.
Okay.
And they're going to go to Abu Dhabi.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a trip.
That is a trip.
Wow.
Yeah, out there in the Middle East. So.
Yeah, that's really cool. Wow. Have we had Muscatine competitors go before?
Yeah, so international games have been going since 1968 was the first games in Chicago, and they've had it every 4 years since then. Now, most of them have been in the States.
Okay.
So we've had athletes like Travis Moss and Corey Leonard, Dick Vetter, that I can name off the top of my head that have went to nationals before, or international games, which is Minnesota 1 year, Raleigh, North Carolina 1 year, Connecticut 1 year, New Jersey, and then Nebraska, and then Seattle, this last one.
That's a lot of traveling.
Yeah, the more recent ones, yeah.
That's really cool. That's really cool. That's a lot of fun to get to travel around and see all those different places and compete there, too.
And they're talking 3 years from now, we would be in Florida.
Wow.
So in Orlando, which Disney's going to host a lot of things.
Now, what time of year did you say the international games were?
Typically, they're in the summer.
Oh, in the
so
summer
anywhere
in Florida.
from May to I know it's going to be hot.
But it should be fun nonetheless.
It should be. Yeah.
I complain about the heat a lot.
Right.
I can't seem to get the happy medium. I complain about the cold. I complain about the heat. I don't know when I'm supposed to be happy.
Well, I tell you, when we're down there, it's wherever we're at. It's most of it's 98% all business, and so these athletes don't get a great opportunity to get outside of Muscatine. And when we can go to national or international games at that level, it's just cool to have them see the extra stuff that they don't necessarily get to see. But I mean, when wherever we're at, we're there to compete.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. So let's talk about tomorrow night. So this is your guys' big basketball game. You're taking on the fire department tomorrow night. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yep.
You guys getting pretty pumped up? You excited?
We are. We're always excited. We're as prepared as we can ever be to play basketball, which that's not usually that great.
Can I pull that mic just a little bit closer to you? Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So we're pretty excited to. I know that last year you guys had a great crowd. Now, and it seems like every year you've had a great crowd. Yep. But you're moving to the high school this year, it sounds like. Yeah. So there's a little bit more opportunity for an even bigger crowd, right?
Yeah. So I approached Nate a couple years ago. We've been expanding, getting bigger. It started off in probably the mid-'90s when we started competing against the fire department. We were just looking for an opportunity. You can only have so many practices before you just get kind of tired of it. And so so we've been doing this for a long time with the fire department. But a couple of years ago, I mentioned, hey, we're getting bigger. We used to be, a long time back, we used to be at the old Hayes School. So we had some seating there. That hasn't worked out in the last 4 or 5 years, and so we've had it at the Y. Well, we've got bleachers, we've got seats and stuff, and so that it's worked out pretty well with our crowds. But now it's come to a point where last year, even the last couple of years, it's been standing room only. We pulled out every seat in the Y to have people sit down, and still people were standing and watching.
That's great.
So it's really blown up, and it's gotten bigger. And the only way to go is to accommodate our crowds are, to go to a bigger venue. And Mike Morgan at the high school, speaking to him, and he openly welcomed us to be at the high school. So, yeah, it's great. So we're looking forward to first year at the high school. And so tip-off, we're hoping around 6 o'clock with all the events and everything that's going to be going on. It'll probably be a little bit after that, but
and there's that little bit of chance of snow here tonight. I think. Do you think? I don't really know what. I don't trust the weather report anymore. It seems like it could be one thing. Like they called for a bunch of snow last week sometime, and then we got that little bit of dusting that came. But
they started off at like 60 inches predicted, right?
Something like that. I think.
Now it's like 3 to 5. Yeah. I mean, so you never know. So we aren't making that call quite yet. But we are looking at the weather.
Keeping an eye on
So,
it.
we definitely won't make that call until tomorrow.
Okay.
And we won't cancel it. We will reschedule it for another time. So
Sweet.
we will eventually have this. It's just a matter of when.
When. Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, we're really excited for it. Now, Nate, I wanted to ask you, why do you guys want to get involved? Why are you guys involved in this? What's important for the fire department? Why do you guys enjoy this?
Well, the fire department, we're a community department, and as the local firefighters union, we're out to help as many people in the community as we can, not only when we're out there doing our job and all that, but we like to get out and we like to have fun and do all this stuff. Special Olympics has been a great opportunity. We don't only do the basketball games, we also compete with them in the summer in softball. We have a football game out at the high school every year with them. A lot of great events on top of other community stuff that we like to get out and do. We've had our softball game against the police department for the last couple of years. We won the first one. They came back and beat us this year, but next year, But those events have been great fundraisers for. The first year was for Special Olympics, and we raised quite a bit of money along with the police department. The second year, this most recent, we raised money for the Humane Society down in Muscatine. Fantastic opportunities for us to get out and really help people for what we can. And this basketball game here, we have also involved the police department, so they've been coming out, and that's probably part of why our crowds have been growing, because folks are big fans of them also.
Yeah.
Excellent.
The firefighters just weren't quite cutting it, so we invited the police department.
We had to call him back up.
Right. Call him back up.
Right.
That's right.
Well, that's super. It's such a cool little event to have. I shouldn't say little. It's a cool event to have because this is a big deal. I'm sure for the athletes and for the families of the athletes to have such a huge crowd come out and support them during when they're getting out there to play. That's really exciting. I'm really glad that you guys get to be a part of it too, because that's again, just such a cool event.
Yeah.
What's been? Have you competed in the last few years? Are you one of the guys who gets out on the floor, does a little bowling?
I have. I've been out here the last couple of years. I got into this because I was the local 608 president for a couple of years. I've since relinquished that throne to someone else who is much better suited for it. But I've been out the last couple of years, been having fun. I'm no good at basketball at all, and it shows.
Well, you're not alone in that. I'm certainly no baller either myself, but it is a lot of fun to get out there and have that little bit of fun. So you guys have been doing this for how many years again?
Oh, over 25, 30 years at least. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It just shows a lot, the community support that we have. The fire department's been with us for a very long time, and you look at the first responders and everything that they're doing, all the community events that they do. It's just really neat. But our athletes really appreciate it, and they look forward to this every year, that they get to compete against firefighters, police department, and have a competition, have a good time.
Oh yeah, we'll hear about it even just when we're out and about. We get to know these athletes, and we see them on every day. And his swimmers, I'll be in the pool, and his swim athletes will stop and talk to me while I'm in the pool. We'll see them out at Menards or something like that, and they'll always razz us how badly they're going to
You're going down again.
Yeah, they have a good time with it.
That's great. That's great. Well, we're excited for tomorrow night's game. We hope you guys have a great crowd, just like you've had in the previous years. And we'll be rooting for. I don't know what team to root for here. I think I'm just gonna sit and enjoy the game. How about that?
That sounds like the best idea.
Sounds good.
Excellent. Well, we're really excited to have you, and thanks so much for stopping by. Appreciate both of you. Nate Paxston and Jason Miller joining us to talk about the Special Olympics game against the fire department coming up tomorrow night, and it includes the police department. You said
that's right.
They'll be out there too. So all of our first responders making a stop out there to be part of this incredible event. So thanks both of you for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Again, thanks to Nate and to Jason for joining us this morning here for Moving Forward. As always, brought to you by Muscatine Power and Water. Mocklink Internet and TV are the best value in entertainment and connectivity, and getting better with world-class fiber. Subscribe now and you'll get fiber when it comes to your neighborhood. Learn more at mpw.org. Again, I'm Jordan Davis for the Voice of Muscatine and Moving Forward here on KWPC.
You've been listening to Moving Forward on the Voice of Muscatine, KWPC, AM 860, FM 95.1. Thanks to our sponsor, MPW Digital TV and Mocklink Internet, the local providers, at mpw.org. And remember, Moving Forward, each weekday at 8:15 to learn how Muscatine is on the move.